and happy first anniversary. A year ago today, I made my debut on the HQ app, and we were shut down a few days later, but we're back in business, baby. Let me just double check here. Okay. Welcome back to HQ Trivia, yet again under new management. We're coming to you live and in portrait mode from HQ Universal Studios here in Los Angeles, California. And you're joining in with, wow, just short of 200 players. Brilliant, just fantastic, including but not limited to Uncle Ron 1230, Lish, my friend Aaron, the Professor of Comedy, Jack Hardman, Mayala, and the folks at the Trivia Revolution. An intimate crowd to be sure, but real quick, if you have friends that have already jailbroken the app, tell them to join in right now. I am your friendly neighborhood HQ man, the host with the barbecue beef roast, the quiz stepdaddy, Frovid Letterman, and former announcer for Scott Rogowski, Farad Muhammad. And yes, that is my name, and yes, I'm going to get a stage name if I become famous. If you're playing this game, you've downloaded the app before, but you also haven't played it in about a year. So here's a refresher on how the game goes. As usual, I'm going to give you 12 multiple choice general knowledge trivia questions that go from easy to hard. You have 10 seconds to tap your answer. If you get it right, you move on to the next question. If you don't, you should have one extra life that you can use in the game, except on the final question, to stay in the game. You also have 2 erasers that you could use anytime in the game to remove wrong answer per question. And if you think you tapped the wrong answer and there's still some time left, you can swap your answer until time is up. If your answer is wrong, you're out of extra lives, or choose not to use your extra life, though you really should use them. It's free. I'm afraid you would be eliminated for tonight's game. Now, if you answer all 12 questions correctly, you will win or split the cash prize of $25 and be among the first winners of HQ Trivia in 2024. And hopefully not the last winners overall. Knock on wood. Now, a quick reminder. This is not an official HQ Trivia game, nor is this produced by HQ Trivia LLC. We do not have your money from the original edition of the game, I'm afraid. Think of it like we broke into an abandoned theater and we decided to put on a show that also gave away cash. Also, this is an experimental game, and it's my first game. It's my first time hosting HQ Trivia in a year, so there may be a tech issue or flub here and there. Thank you so much for your patience in advance. And don't forget, Words is coming up in just under a half hour, hosted by the word nerd court jester, yours truly, followed by a special broadcast about the history of HQ at the top of the hour right after Words. Anyway, you're back. Glad I'm back. Glad you're back too. So let's do this. Here is Q1, a video question right off the bat. This cartoon recently entered the public domain. What's its name? All Aboard, Michael Mouse, or Steamboat Willie? All right, this classic cartoon released in 1988 is known as one of the first to feature a little-known character named Mickey Mouse. I don't think I'm familiar with that. It should have entered the public domain in 1986, but 2 changes to the copyright laws kept it in the hands of the character's parent company almost 40 years later. On January 1st, 2024, though, it was indisputable that Steamboat Willie became a part of the public domain. And so what we got there? 120 if you got that one right. A few of you got that one incorrect there, but you know, I mean, it wasn't that it was in the news, but it may not have been, you know, in your radar. That's fine. Be sure to use your extra lives, though. Hope you stick in to win it there. I'm sure there are a lot of younger people out there who know who Mickey Mouse is, but who couldn't tell you what a steamboat was. So let's chug along the Mississippi to Q2. Another video question. Look at us showing off right here. Beautiful. The unexpected use of this song is commonly known as what? An Astley, a mistake, or a Rickroll? Alrighty. Oh, I was just getting into it there. The song in this question was indeed Never Gonna Give You Up, the 1987 chart topper by Rick Astley. Starting in around 2006, though, online jokesters started to trick other people into clicking a link to the Rick Astley music video when expecting to see something else. That trick was eventually called a Rickroll. Rickroll is indeed the correct answer. And wow, a vast majority of you got that one right. Fantastic, marvelous, marvelous, marvelous. So not a lot of you were rolled over by that question right there. So a lot of you were no strangers to it. The Rickroll supposedly traces back to the website 4chan. Now those kids are always starting something. Anyway, we know the game and we're going to play it. So here is Q3. Which of these movies won the Academy Award for Best Picture? Black Panther, How Green Was My Valley, or 50 Shades of Grey? Anybody having any any Oscar parties this year? Kind of want to go to one. Anyway, if you thought that 50 Shades of Grey won the Oscar for Best Picture, then this might hurt a bit, though you'd probably like that. Black Panther was nominated for Best Picture, but it didn't win. That leaves only the 1941 all-time classic, Hal Green Was My Valley. Hal Green Was My Valley is indeed the correct answer. And, yep, looks like 68% of you got that. Oh, it's a little savage. You know, it was like half and half there, but, I'm not going to call it savage just yet. Now, Hal Green Was My Valley faced off some stiff competition, beating both Citizen Kane and the Maltese Falcon. All right, you're doing brilliantly, and we've gone through a full quarter of the game. 3 questions down, 9 to go. It's time for Q4. What network recently returned dozens of Emmys that were awarded under fake names? CBS, ESPN, or the History Channel? The National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, the organization that awards the Emmys, had a rule where on-air talent could only win in individual categories. The upper management of the TV show College Game Day still gave their reporters trophies by using fake names under the same initials. College Game Day is a series on ESPN. ESPN is the right answer, and wow, a vast majority of you got that one right. Beautiful. Fan-dang-tastic. Not a lot of you were canceled on that one there. Some of the fake names included Lee Clark for Lee Corsow, Wendy Nix for Wendy Nixon, and Stephen Ponder for Sam Ponder. The lesson here is don't mess with the Emmys. Anyway, moving right along, it is now time for question 5, question 5, question 5. Anyway, here's Q5. For the children, yes, of course. Yeah, I see that there, Mecton Lego. Yes, this is live. I can read the chat there as well. Q5. At standard pressure, water at 100 degrees Kelvin is in what state of matter? Solid, liquid, or gas? Unlike Jumping Jack Flash, who is always a gas. If you remember science class in school, you know that Kelvin, degrees, and Celsius are equal units, but at different values. Sorry, Kelvin, degrees Celsius, I should say. 100 degrees Kelvin is roughly equivalent to negative 170 degrees Celsius or negative 280 degrees Fahrenheit. That temperature, water would be in the form of ice. So that is a solid. Solid is indeed the correct answer. And what do we got here? Ooh. Oh, wow. Okay. That is a savage question. That's what I'm calling a savage question right there. Fantastic. I mean, not fantastic for everybody who got that wrong, but, it's my first savage question I actually announced because last year I didn't get to do that. I forgot. Anyway, I think it was around 100 degrees Kelvin last weekend in Chicago. Remember, it was Kelvin, not Celsius there. Anyway, let's get some sixes and ice cubes and emojis going on in the chat because it is now time for Q6. Which continent spans all 4 hemispheres? Africa, Antarctica, or Europe? This is not Celebrity Jeopardy, so Asia is not one of the options there. Alrighty. All 3 of these continents are in the eastern and western hemispheres. Antarctica sounds like a good trick question for this, but it surrounds the South Pole, so it's all in the southern hemisphere. The reverse is true for Europe. It's all up in the northern hemisphere. The only continent that crosses both the equator and the prime meridian, placing it in all 4 hemispheres, is Africa. Africa is indeed the correct one. Right. That is beautiful. Great to see there are some great geographic minds out there. Marvelous. Stupendous. You know where we are right now? We are now halfway through the game, and that can only mean one thing. It's time for a sanitizer break. Let me just get my sanitizer here. There you go. Don't get caught up in the microphone. Sanitizer break. Sanitizer break. Oh, yeah. So clean. There you go. Let's continue on with Q7. Another media question, so take a look at this. Who painted this? Claude Monet, Edouard Manet, or Leonardo da Vinci? No, they are not Ninja Turtles, though. Alrighty then. This artwork is called Le Déjeuner sous l'herbe, or in English, Luncheon on the Grass. Both Monet and Manet had paintings titled that, but this painting was the original, painted by Edouard Manet. Manet is indeed the correct answer. And what do we got here? Most of you got that one right. A lot of you were on the Monet with Manet. Fantastic. That's brilliant there. 31 of you got that one right. Alrighty then. I could use a nice beverage. So where's Nate the 8? Huh? Ah, there he is. Fantastic. Cheers to you, Nate. Beautiful. So the man, woman, or child alive.